Wiretapping, surveillance and provocations, the USSR Committee for State Security stopped at nothing to suppress freedom of speech. In particular, the KGB closely monitored Radio Liberty Ukraine, checking its programming and preparing reports for the Soviet government. Today, over 25 years after the USSR collapsed, declassified documents are being presented for the first time, shining a light on what the authorities concealed from millions.
In general, the documents we are speaking about are the documents of the 50s, 70s, 80s and even the beginning of the 90s, which disclose information not concerning Radio Liberty journalists, because there were no such journalists on the territory of the USSR, but they show attempts to block information spread by Radio Liberty. And when Radio Liberty spoke about some cultural oppression which took place in Ukraine, obviously it spoke also about the Ukrainian language.
Language was not the only issue covered by Radio Liberty. The broadcaster spoke about Stalin's 1930s forced collectivization program and the subsequent famine known as Holodomor, repressions of Ukrainian dissidents, the life of the diaspora, persecution of religious communities. Those were realia of the Soviet times.
There is no authoritarian regime in the world that like independent journalism. This is simple as it is, because independent journalism influences public, and authoritarian regimes do not want uncontrolled public. They want to control public.
The repressive mechanism launched by the Kremlin in the latter part of the last century continues to crush freedom of speech without remorse. Russia, as the successor to the Soviet Union, uses its methods to stifle the truth.
We've heard about Stanislav Aseev, who at great personal risk and sacrifice worked in the Donbass to inform Ukrainians and the world about what is happening there.
Roman Sushchenko, Stanislav Aseev, Mykola Semena, those are among victims of Moscow's policy. They were thrown behind bars for their struggle to vanquish the old enemies, lies and the Kremlin.